Hello, my name is Madeline Evely, and welcome to my Mathcast. Today's intended audience is 4th grade, and our content or learning objective is to recognize lines of symmetry given for two-dimensional figures, identify line symmetric figures, and draw lines of symmetry. Today we only have two vocabulary words to go over, symmetry and line of symmetry. So symmetry is the property of a shape that can be folded so that the two halves match exactly. So if we were to look at this butterfly right here, if there was a line down the middle and I folded it over, these two halves would line up perfectly. So this object is symmetric. Then moving on to line of symmetry, it is a real or imaginary line that divides the figures into two mirror images. So again, if I were to have a line right here and it folded into two perfect halves that match exactly, this line would be considered the line of symmetry. Since we have already gone over our vocabulary, it's time to start on example 1. We're always going to start by reading the directions. So the directions tell us to circle the figures that have a correct line of symmetry drawn. If we look at A right here, we see the line of symmetry, and we have to look if these two images, if folded onto one another, would match up. Looking at it, it does appear that they would match up. So we're going to circle A and move on to B. Here is the line that we are looking at. If we were to fold this over, this is a triangle and this is a trapezoid. Therefore, these would not match up exactly. On to C, we have a heart. The line of symmetry is right down the middle, and if we were to fold these two pieces onto one another, it would match up exactly. So we're going to circle C. Finally, let's look at D. Here is our line of symmetry, and if we were to fold this part over to this part, we can see that these are not the two exact same shapes. Therefore, this is not a correct line of symmetry. So our correct answers are A and C. Alright, now for example 2. Our directions tell us to circle a figure that has the correct line of symmetry drawn. So we're doing the same thing we did for our last example. Let's look at these shapes. This is an arrow, and our line of symmetry is right down the middle. If we were to fold this piece over the line of symmetry to this piece, we would get the same exact shape. Now let's look at part B. Part B is a little bit trickier. So we see our line of symmetry is here, and we're going to look at it from this way. We have a straight line here, curved, curved, diagonal, diagonal. And this line of symmetry hits right here, almost in the diagonal, but not quite. So if you were to fold this over, you would not get two of the exact same mirrored image. Now for part C. If you look here, here is our line of symmetry. If you were to fold this part over on here, they would not create a mirrored image shape. Therefore, this is not a line of symmetry. And part D. Our line of symmetry again is directly in the middle. And if you were to fold this shape over onto this side, you would get the same exact image. Now for example 3. Our directions tell us half of each figure below has been drawn. Use the line of symmetry represented by the dashed line to complete the figure. In part A, we see a rectangle that is 3, 1, 2, 3, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we need to create another rectangle, 3 by 6, off from this dashed line, which is our line of symmetry. So this won't be perfect, but we have 1, 2, 3, up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over 3 more. Now you can see for the most part, if I were to fold this shape over onto this rectangle, over this line of symmetry, it would create a mirrored object, or the same shape. Now for this shape, this is going to be a little bit trickier, so we're going to take it in pieces. This is our line of symmetry, and we see first about a rectangle, or almost a full rectangle, that goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, 2, 3, and down 2. So we're going to make that same object over here. I'm going to make a rectangle that goes down 1, 2, 3, 4, over 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to look at this. This goes in 1, 2, 3. So we're going to make that 1, 2, 3, and down 1, over 1. And then we're going to meet it with 3. 1, 2, 3. Looking at the shape as a whole, we can see that this line of symmetry is right here. And if we were to fold this image over to this image, we would get one clear shape. Therefore, this is a correct line of symmetry. Thank you for watching my Mathcast. My resources used was Engage New York and Math vocab cards. Again, this Mathcast was created by Madeline Evely.